Hello, and welcome back to another week of your stretching program. Today, we'll be focusing on our quads and our hip flexors, and we're going to need a bolster. It can be a blanket or even a pillow. And then you need a vertical surface. So either it can be a wall, a door, or like this right here, I'm going to be using the couch. So let's get started. Remember to have your timer with you. And we'll start with the left leg. So you're going to start walking that left knee over to your padding, and then you want your left foot resting upwards. Now, either you go for your toes tucked under, or it can be your foot pointing up. Once you have that in place, so ideally you want to have the whole shin bone resting up against that surface. And then you step the opposite leg in front. You're going to come up. From here, you can actually even have a block for your hands to rest on. Otherwise, you can put your hands on your lap, and then we press backwards. There you go. So that's where you're going to really feel it. When you're pressing back, it could be more comfortable to have that front leg much closer to you. Because you can approach it both ways. Either you're pressing back, you're sitting here, you're just breathing, or the first approach that we were in, if you wanted to stay here, maybe that's already strong enough for you. So we'll be here. Just close your eyes now. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now don't worry if your hips are not touching your foot just yet. That's something you're going to build towards. In the meantime, wherever you do find yourself, give yourself a little bit of pushing back effort. But while you're slightly trying to press back, pay attention to how your lower back responds. If there's a lot of tension, maybe even you're arching your spine, then just find a healthier place, a little bit more lengthening in the back. And as well, draw the navel in if you need to, if you're feeling a lot of pain there. But if not, relax it. Go passive in the pose and just breathe. So my advantage now with having the couch, I can actually place my hands there and it becomes a nice resting position. One more breath. Again, we're just keeping it at 2 minutes. Now we're going to keep that left leg still on the bolster, but then you're going to come down, and then this right leg of yours is going to come to the side. So we're going to add our half frog position. So knees to the side, then you lower yourself down. You still want the knee on the blanket, bolster, pillow, whatever it is you have. And then rest your chest down on the floor. And like in all the other positions we've done, elbows wide so your shoulders can fully spread. So the leg can be here, it can be resting on your surface. If you feel up for it, you can use the right arm, so the opposite arm, and reach for the foot, push it down towards the floor, let the right elbow drop, shoulder to also drop, and just turn your head in whichever direction. If you notice, currently my knee is quite higher than the hip line, so that's one way. You could have your knee also out of the side. They're both very restorative for the pelvis. And just relax. If you want to reach for your foot, but you can't reach it on your own, use a strap for that. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Then release the foot. You can just slide out of it by bringing that leg forward and then press up from the ground and onto the other side. So start off with the first version. Knee against the wall, foot up, or again, if you need to, you can tuck your toes and step the opposite leg now in front. And then choose, you can just be here. You can even drop your head down. If your hips allow it, hips back towards the heel. Keep the left foot close by if that's where you want to go. And then close your eyes. But if you are going to lose your balance by closing your eyes, just look somewhere down and just keep the eyes steady rather than looking around the room and thinking about what you have to organize and clean. Just try and be still. So you want a 7 out of 10 intensity. Even a 5 out of 10 is still effective. Try to be as passive as you can be. Yes, there are parts of you that are holding you up, like maybe the abdomen, the arms. A little bit of effort in that front leg, and we're not stretching anything on the front leg, so it's okay that it's engaged, but then try your very best to relax the thighs, relax the hips. Now, if you can't do any weight bearing on your knee, then the second pose will be really good for you, and you can choose to do that pose and just that one. Try exhaling through the mouth. See how different it is when you're exhaling through the nose. And observe which one is more relaxing for you. Okay, we can come down from that, so lower your hands. Then bring your front leg out to the side for a frog pose, half frog pose. Come on down. Then spread the elbows. Make sure your knee is still on top of your bolster pillow. And then with your opposite hand, catch your foot and rest your head down. And just 2 minutes for that. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Remember to keep the elbow down, the shoulders down and wide. And if this is quite uncomfortable, you can take the pillow away. In fact, if the first version, the one against the wall, does not work for you because of the pressure on the knee, you can do this pose, but with much more support underneath the knee, so you would want a higher bolster or a higher pillow. That way you're getting really that deep stretch, but with now just no weight bearing. So postures like this work really well if you've been sitting down all day. Just to free up the hip flexor area. Also to give your lower back that decompression. All right, there we go. Release your foot, roll to your side so that you can easily slide the leg out of place, and then rise up. There you go. That was our practice for today. Please do this every day for this week ahead, and 2 minutes, 3 minutes, four, and then five. All right. So enjoy your practice, and I'll see you again for our next one.